Hello everyone, it's Teo Shante Plants and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to be working on creating a slant pocket with the floral border trim detail that I did in my February bullet journal setup. I saw the comments and requests for this pocket tutorial and I'm really excited to be working on this today. So it's a very simple little slant pocket and then the floral trim. So we're gonna go over both of those two things. I've already created the insert for the tutorial before we got started. I felt like this was really simple. It didn't necessarily need to be in the video because the focus of this video is going to be on the pocket. In order to create this style of pocket, you will need to rip out 2 pieces of paper from the back of your bullet journal, or if you are like me and you have like a practice bullet journal or an extra notebook, then pull out some paper from your extra notebook. And I took 2 pages because of course I took the first page, cut this in half and created the insert that is going to go inside of the pocket, and you can use this for whatever you want. The way I have it formatted with the 2 tables is just similar to what I'd done because I used it for my playlist page, but you can format this however you want to and use it functionally in whatever way that you choose. Or if you decide that you don't want to have an insert but you want to use this pocket functionally to hold memorabilia or receipts or anything like that in your journal, you can do that as well. So it's just a really cute multi-functioning pocket. And then we have this page that we are going to cut down and it is going to become the pocket itself. So we've got that going for us. This is the sticker kit that I will be using, a Sadie Stickers January mystery kit. And then I also pulled out a doll from TaylorMade Creative Planning. And I felt like the it's a very interesting like shade of purple, like a pinky purple shade happening in this kit. And I felt like the color of her top matched the colors in this kit really well. So I pulled this doll and I think she's going to pair well with this kit. I also think she looks really pretty with these flowers. The florals themselves have a little bit of silver foil deco on them. So I also pulled out some of my silver foil to pair with this kit. So if you've seen any of my previous tutorials, you know that I don't always know all of the supplies that I will need at the very beginning of a video, but I do try to share as much as what I know of that I will need and will be using. In addition to the stickers that we just went over, I will absolutely be using some double-sided tape to create this pocket. And I think that for this style of pocket, this is the best adhesive to use. A lot of times I'll say you can use whatever adhesive you have. In my opinion, to create this pocket, I highly recommend having double-sided tape. So the first thing we want to decide is the width of our insert. How wide do we want this page to be? Because we're going to cut this down. I did this pocket twice in my February setup. So this is the same slant pocket here on my highlights page. And so I recommend having kind of an idea of what your insert is going to be or what you want to put inside of the pocket, because it's going to dictate how wide you need your pocket to be. And so like for this one, I ended up just gluing it to the page right behind it because I wanted to have a full page, because when I turn the next page and start March, I want to have a full page on this side. Before this one, I turned it into a Dutch door where it's shorter and you can see the pages on either side peeking out from behind it. So totally up to you the width that you want your page to be. Which is why I recommend going ahead and figuring out what you want your insert to be before you start working on the pocket, so you can get an idea of exactly how far over you want to go with the page. So for an insert of this size, I think we can go ahead and cut down the page to about here. And I think that will make it so that this sits inside of the pocket comfortably. And that's going to give us enough room to go ahead and create that. So let's take some. Okay, we have our page cut down. Now I want to measure how wide I need the pocket to be. So this is the page that I ripped out of the back. And I'm just going to hold this up. And I want to see, this is my point where it lines up with the edge of the page. And then I want to go over 2 dots That's going to give me enough width to wrap this part around the back of the page and glue that down. I can now trim this down to that width. Using my paper trimmer and a scoring blade, I'm going to score right along this line. That's going to be my folding line. Scoring it is going to help the paper prep to fold and prevent it from cracking, which is why I like scoring. And so just running this blade over this very gently. I don't want to press too hard. I don't want to push through the paper. Just want to get that prepped and ready to fold. Perfect. Now I've got my scoring blade off. I just want to cut right up to this first dot because I just want to get rid of a little bit of this white border on the edge. I don't need all of that. I'm just going to take a little bit off the edge here. And now I want to start thinking about how tall I want my pocket to be. So I have this folded edge and it's going to sit right on the edge here, wrap around, and then to cut my slant, I just need to figure out where I want that angle to be and how I want that to come across. And here comes my cat. Yeah, I like that slant. That's good. That's good. Okay, so we've got our slant decided here. So now I'm just going to go ahead, take my paper trimmer. That's going to be faster and easier. You can absolutely do this with scissors. But got the paper trimmer out. We're going to go ahead and cut that. And now I am concerned that maybe I cut too much off of there. Okay, I'm going to cut out this pocket one more time because I am upset with myself for cutting off this little piece here. I'm concerned that once I tape this side down that it's going to make this pocket too snug for my insert to fit inside of it. I think I got a little, and I cut this more off than I intended to. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one more time. Just take this other half that I hadn't cut yet and recut the same shape. And through the magic of editing, this will be done in 3, 2, 1. And we're done. Awesome. Fixed. Okay, here we go. Let's keep going. So we've got our pocket shape. Let's go ahead and adhere it to the page. So here's where we're going to take our double-sided tape. I am using 1/4 of an inch sized double-sided tape, and I recommend having this size particularly because it's going to make it a lot easier going around these two sides. So we're going to add tape to the bottom of the pocket. So you want it going along the bottom, and again I like the 1/4 of an inch size because it's not eating too much into the amount of space, because this is the part where it's going to be adhered. And so if you have 1/2 an inch sized double-sided tape, that's okay too. You'll probably, just depending on how tall you want your insert to be, keep that in mind because it's going to sit on top of that, and then like that's as far down as it's going to be able to go. So then you'll have to cut down the height of your insert so that it's not sticking out of the page. I'm just going to try to show you guys what I'm talking about, right? So if you've got your tape down at the bottom here, when you stick it inside, this is going to be stuck to the page. So it'll only go so deep. So if you've got a larger portion of this tape at the bottom, you may want to shorten your insert so it's not sticking out top of the page. Okay, I think that makes sense. So got my adhesive here and here. Now I want to put some adhesive here so we can tape this to the back. And of course, you do not want to put any adhesive going across the top of your pocket. You want to leave that open. And you also don't need any running along this side of the page. You don't need any tape here. You're going to leave all of that open. You just want tape here and here. And then on the flap, that'll be folded around the back. just like that, we've got a functioning pocket. And as you can see, that is such an easy pocket to make. You're literally just going to cut out the shape and then tape it down to your page. The great thing with this is that you can do the slant pocket if you like that style. You can have this go straight across if you don't want the slant. You could have it arch up if you want to. You could play around and use a border punch and have a cute little detailed border punch going across the top there. Or if you have those fancy scissors that have the like deco edged scissors, whatever you want to do, you can get really creative with this and have a lot of fun with it. But the concept of like how to create the pocket, very simple and straightforward. You're just going to cut down a piece of paper, tape it on 3 sides, and then tape it down to the page. So easy to make. The next part I want to work on is our floral trim detail on the side here. And so what I'm going to do to create that is I'm going to cut down the page that's right behind it to the same width as our Dutch door here. So I'm just going to take my scissors and go ahead and cut this page at the same exact line. What you'll need in order to create this floral trim is a deco kit or a sticker kit that has these long floral washi trim stickers. And these are very common in a lot of different planner shop kits, so these are very easy to find. And the great thing about them is that they're typically designed so that they are a mirror image of each other, which is exactly what you need for this specific technique. And what I mean by that is that when you kind of hold them, I'm going to do it print to print so the sticky side doesn't touch each other yet. But when you hold them down on top of each other, it is the exact same pattern. And that is exactly what you need. And so for most sticker kits, those are pretty simple to find because for the most part, that's how they are designed. And I say for the most part because I'm using a kit from Sadie Stickers, and I'm so happy that this one was designed this way because with her shop specifically, one of the things she started doing was adding in deco to her floral washi trim, which is super cute and it's great and all, but like we've got the little umbrella here, the sand castle, the sand pail, and the seashells and things here, which is great, except I can't do this technique with this floral washi trim because it's not the same thing on both strips, right? So when I hold this one on top of the other, you can see where it doesn't line up and where this pattern isn't exactly the same. So I cannot do this technique unless I have 2 washi strips that have the same exact floral pattern and they're a mirror image of itself. So, but because this is, let's go ahead and pull this piece off the sticker sheet. I'm going to turn my notebook to the side. Let's move our pocket page out of the way, and we're working on the page that is right behind it. And what I'm going to do is like along this very bottom edge of the sticker is where I'm going to adhere it to the page. So I want it to just barely be touching this page, and I'm going to try to center it. These stickers are designed to run the width of an A5 wide size planner. They are not designed to run the height of it, which is why when you then try to put them on the page vertically, you're like, that's too short. Which it is too short for running vertically, but if you were running it horizontally, it would not be. But that's okay. To get around that, I just center it, and then we've got equal space on both sides, and it still looks really, really cute. All right, so we've got our first piece down, and you can see here just how cute that looks. And again, we just barely put down at very, very bottom of the sticker along that page. So now I'm going to take my other sticker. And this is one of those situations where I recommend flip your notebook around to whatever angle is going to make this easiest for you to match up these 2 stickers. I am having to do this in a kind of a difficult way just to make sure I stay in frame on camera. So I am seriously hoping I actually get these 2 lined up. because ideally I'd like to have this notebook flipped upside down facing me. It would make it easier for me to see, but I'm trying to make sure I stay in frame so you guys can see. So here's hoping this goes well. All right, and we're just gonna push that down and get those all adhered. And just like that, we have our floral border trim. Now, my recommendation before you glue these two pages together is to go ahead, decorate your pocket. That way, if you're like me and sometimes have some stickers that run up to the edge and even off the edge, and you want to like trim off where it hangs over the side of the edge of the page, you don't have to worry about the fact that those are glued together. That's just my personal tip. Highly recommend decorate this whole thing before you glue these two pages together, but that will be what our next step is. And once they're glued together, then you have this one functional pocket page with the floral trim. I feel like this is one of the easiest tutorials I've ever done. This is such an easy and fun pocket to create, and I really hope that this is helpful. Now that we've got the functionality part of this done, let's grab our stickers, have some fun, and let's get to decorating. You could also use your double-sided tape if you would prefer to do that. Whichever you prefer for adhering these two pages together, whichever you like. Glue stick is easier and faster than using that double-sided tape. If you have a tape runner, that would be good too. But yeah, perfect. Now we can add our insert to our pocket, and we have a functioning pocket with a floral border trim. And so when you get to this side, you're going to want to just decorate there. One of the things I like doing is adding like a border trim going just across the edge there, because I think it pulls it together, makes it look really neat, which is what I did here. But that's totally optional. However you decide to decorate is fine. But on the back side, you've got this beautiful floral, and you can decorate the rest as you see fit. So I had a lot of fun creating this. I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial and found this helpful. And I hope you give this pocket a try in your notebook, because this is really fun and easy to create. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, as that helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. And I'll see you guys next video. Bye.